Welcome to the Save Our Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Derek.
What did you almost call us?
I don't know.
It's okay. Did I ever send you the video of Brendan and I playing golf at Tirahata? I want to post it, but I don't know if I'd be considered racist or not.
Yeah, so maybe we don't talk.
Well, it's not bad. I'm Dominic. Well, we should talk about Tirahata.
Yes. We're going to discuss the U.S. Open. Of course, that's this week. We'll talk about the Shindig, which she was just mentioning. Kind of had especially you had a long week. A good week, but a long week.
I don't even think it was a long week.
No?
No.
You could have been a little longer?
I was surprised how fast that week flew. The issue is now LA's like burning down. So I'm kind of happy we got out of there when we did.
Yeah.
Although I would be out there protesting.
For sure. And then, of course, so Shindig, and then Pars and Good Times co-ed collaboration hosted by us, Save Par Golf, and Northern Greens Golf Collective, which they pretty much did all the legwork. So shout out.
Or if we had my way of naming it, it'd be the event for people who don't know how to play golf good.
Shout out Zoolander. But yeah, so we're just gonna kind of wing it today, get back into the flow of things. So Dom, obviously it's good to see you. We've kind of had a busy week.
I just saw you a couple days ago.
We did. Yeah. We just played golf. Well, technically we didn't play together, but we played golf.
No, I don't know how I got stuck last. I thought I volunteered to go out first.
I don't know,
because I thought I volunteered to go first.
I'm not. You certainly could have. Yeah, I'm not.
Which is not like I remember saying, "Hey, I'll go first."
But I ended up going first, and I didn't say anything. I was whatever. I went with the flow. But it's okay. But so anything, how you feeling?
Good. Yeah,
good.
Yeah, I'm not as sunburned anymore. Now I'm just like a really dark white.
Yeah, you were pretty fried for a couple of days.
My ankles are still a little burned.
Are they?
Yeah, did I show you my tan line?
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Nice. Show the.
Look.
Oh my.
I showed Ty, and he went, "Damn."
So let's just start off with the U.S. Open. It's at Oakmont Country Club, which starts this Thursday, of course. So the last time the U.S. Open was held at Pennsylvania Golf Course, which is the Oakmont Country Club, it was in 2016. Dustin Johnson won his first major golf tournament.
Damn.
And a little fun fact, that was Scotty Scheffler's first time playing, I believe, in the U.S. Open as an amateur.
Okay.
We'll have Greg fact check that one because we always like to throw things in there and have him fact check.
My favorite thing is he put us in a group and he goes, "Boys, it's actually this." And I'm just like, yeah.
I love that stuff. No, it's fun.
It's my favorite thing.
So
I love you, Greg.
Let's just jump right into the picks. We do this pretty much on every major. So who do you think is going to win? Who do you want to win? And then who's your dark horse? We'll just kind of go back and forth. Go ahead and start it off with the
who I think will win.
Who do you think is going to win?
I think Bryson does this. And my thought process is Bryson plays well on these kind of weird courses with really thick rough. And the rough I've seen on social media this week, they're like, "Hey, we trimmed it." No, that's a jungle.
It's a jungle.
That's a jungle.
It's weird. I don't think there is any water on that course either. I think it's just crazy rough, and then there's like a shit ton of bunkers.
Listen, if you and I played and I was in that rough, I'd ask you if I could take it out.
Nope, played as last. I would imagine you just shoot like 130, 200.
Me?
No, I'm saying like most people probably would.
I'd probably shoot like a 400
if you're playing from the tips. Like
but I feel like this is just one of those courses that I look at and I'm like, this feels like a Bryson win. Plus, he's been knocking on the door. I mean, and I feel like the easy pick. Oh, I'm glad you didn't pick Scotty. Do you think it's gonna?
Nope, I took the same guy.
Yeah. No, I don't know where my words went, but I feel like the easy choice for all of these, like I've said time and time again, is Scotty. No shade at Scotty, no shade at people who pick Scotty, but it's like I kind of like somebody else to win. It just feels like a Bryson course.
I can dig it. I also picked Bryson. I think he's just in such a good state right now too. Very positive.
Yes, I would say he feels very like mentally happy. It looks like he's having fun playing golf again.
And if you can hit the fairways, he's able to bomb the ball. I think he's definitely a top. He's a top 5 pick for sure, but I do think he's going to win. Who do you want to win?
Collin
Morikawa.
Give me Morikawa. I feel like he's had a little bit of a drought lately, but I feel like you get a couple good rounds and you get that momentum going, and then you're kind of you're rocking and rolling all of a sudden. I feel like he's one of those guys that could definitely make it happen, go on a little bit of a run. But obviously, I'm a big Collin fan. I like the way he plays golf. Is everybody thrilled with the way he handles the media? No, but he handles it the way I would do it. Just like get out of my way type stuff. Um, but a very good golfer. I feel like he has it in him every event to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he's been overshadowed lately. But that's my pick. I just like Colin. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Scotty. I'd like to see him win again. He's fun to watch. He's a good guy, and I think it's kind of cool to see someone go on, not necessarily Tiger Woods run, but I just think it's kind of cool to see someone else going on a crazy run like this.
Would you say it's the most crazy run since Tiger?
I think so. It has to be. I mean, he's done so much. I mean, honestly, he's almost like, I mean, he's been like the favorite to win almost every tournament, and he's just such a likable guy. And I think, I don't know, maybe that's, he's not the Tiger Woods who gets up and works out 4 a.m., runs 4 or 5 miles in the morning, works out, and then goes run more, and then does all this stuff. I'm not saying he doesn't work out; he clearly does. But I'm just saying, like, he just has a different demeanor, and I like his style. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. I would like to see him win. And he's obviously the favorite. And Rory, you got Rory up there. I know some people would say they'd like to see him win. Not that I wouldn't like to see him win. I know there's a lot of Rory haters. I really like Rory as a golfer, as far as things maybe he says off the course, whatever. But again, we've had this discussion. But kind of when we were growing up, I mean, Tiger was still also past kind of his prime when I was getting into golf, even though you could still see a lot of his, footage and all that stuff. But like, it was always like Rory, Ricky, not that Ricky's won any majors, unfortunately, but Rory was up there, Jordan Spieth. Those were kind of the core group of guys. And I really still kind of miss that, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to see him win as well, but I think Scotty would be my pick.
I definitely feel like Scotty's on one of those runs that will go down in history. Felt like Spieth was going on one of those runs and then just got derailed
by injuries.
Yeah, mental issues. I don't
injury.
I don't want to say mental issues, but like he was in his head.
Yeah.
And then obviously the wrist issues. I felt like, because when I was in high school getting into golf, that was when Spieth was all of a sudden winning all these majors, winning all these events. And then all of a sudden I'm like he's going to go on this run and it's going to be wild to watch.
Like it was kind of like the Jordan Spieth run and then got derailed, and then now Scotty's kind of the same thing, but he's kind of
And I'm not saying he is on a Tiger Woods run, but it's definitely one of those things we haven't seen
in a long time
since Tiger. And obviously I'm quite a bit younger, so I didn't grow up with Tiger. When I was getting into golf, Tiger Woods was, I don't want to say an afterthought, but like
he passed way past his prime.
Yeah, like he wasn't. It wasn't the Tiger of old.
Yeah. Granted, his 2019 Masters win was probably by far one of the greatest.
Yeah, it was impressive to watch.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't say I'm like a Rory hater. I just don't like Rory.
Sure.
And I don't know.
I think that's fair. I think there's a lot of people that kind of are in the same boat.
Like, was I happy to see him win a Masters? Like, yeah, it was cool. Did I want him to win after that Justin Rose shot that I thought was going to dunk in? Like I
like Justin Rose too.
Like if Justin Rose makes that shot and it dunks in, I think that is like one of those historic Masters moments that you're going to look back on and go, "Holy fuck!"
100%.
You know what I mean? So like I was rooting for that, just like to watch history. Which granted, we are kind of watching history of Rory because I think was that his Grand Slam or was he one away now? Or was that his career Grand Slam?
He got his Grand Slam, yep.
So like in a way that, we watch history either way, but I still imagine if that Justin Rose shot went in, just a beautiful arc, it rolled.
It looked really good.
I was like, that's going to go in. And I remember I had it propped up. I'm about to take a shower. So I propped up in my bathroom. And I'm like, that shot's going in. And then it didn't. I was like, fuck.
And then Rory threw one even closer. I'm like, wow. They're both really good shots.
Yeah, both incredible golfers.
Yeah.
That was an incredible tournament.
I think Justin Rose too also has a gold medal. I think I'm pretty sure he's gold medal winner when they had Olympics several years ago. I'm just check that.
He's from England, correct?
Justin Rose is from England, I believe. Yes.
Greg, you can fact check.
Justin Rose,
even though we're going to Google it.
Gold medal. Pretty sure he won the gold medal. Yeah, in 2016.
Individual golf.
Yep. Yeah, he won it in 2016
in Rio. Team GB, Great Britain.
Yep.
Greg, you don't have to fact check us.
We got it this time. Thank you. You still fact check the Scotty Scheffler.
He beat Heinrich Stenson of Sweden
Henrik Stenson
by 2 strokes.
Stud, man. Henrik Stenson was badass.
He still is.
He still is, but man, he was like one of those guys too. Like every week, he was just okay. Cool. So we got that. All right. So who is your dark horse?
It really shouldn't be a surprise, but some people might see it as a surprise. I'm still on the Akshay train.
The Akshay train.
Akshay.
What's his at
15,000. Oh. Did I do it?
Yeah, I think I know. No, you're good. Okay. I said anything from plus 10,000.
Yeah. So he's at 15.
Okay.
So he's kind of lumped in with Min Woolley, Cameron Smith, Wyndham Clark, Cameron Young.
Cameron Young might not be a bad dark horse pick. He kind of blew it last week.
No, but I
that's your guy.
I've been on kind of an Akshay fandom lately. I feel like if he hits the ball well, he could go up there. Or go low, I should say. Bombs the ball. He plays smart golf. I think the issue is he tries to be almost too perfect. Like there was that I don't remember what event it was last year, but he gave himself a penalty because he's like, hey,
just an honest.
Yeah, he was like, hey, I grounded my club, and that kind of cost him. I think they said it cost him like $10,000 in the long run.
6'1", 130 pounds.
He's a twig, but if you
23 years old,
he hits the ball.
Yeah, he can hit it. I like him.
I like him. So he's my dark horse.
Okay.
I don't know. I've just kind of been on an Akshay train lately.
Yeah, no, I like that pick. So I went with Ryan Fox plus 12,000, who just won the RBC Canadian Open last week.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to go, from one country to another, and I think he's going to win. He won the Canadian Open or RBC Canadian Open, and then come and win the U.S. Open. I'm not saying he's going to, but that would be my dark horse. Obviously, he played really well last week, and sometimes you have that momentum going into the next tournament. I mean, why not, right? You just won. Why not?
Well, I mean, like we said earlier, you win that one, and you all of a sudden you have that momentum, and it carries. Yep. I mean, how many times have we seen Scotty win, and then all of a sudden the odds are like, oh, he's going to win this one. Like everything shifts, and obviously every sport is a game of momentum. At the end of the day, it changes everything.
Yep, for sure. For a plus 12,000 pick, I thought it was a pretty good odds pick.
Yeah, I was surprised Akshay was 15,000.
So let's put a couple bucks on those and sit pretty when they win.
I don't believe in cash.
Okay, so that's kind of the U.S. Open wrap. Is there anything else you want to kind of cover on the U.S. Open? Again, it should be fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, too, because it's on Father's Day. Some people think that's a special thing. I mean, for me, it's not really.
You don't have a dad.
Well, I do.
I know. I'm just kidding. I have one, too. He doesn't listen, but hi, Dad.
But just, it is kind of a cool thing to have it on Sunday.
It's fun.
Final Father.
Yeah.
Up at the cabin?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's also my grandpa's birthday.
Nice.
I think, or that's next week. I don't know. My grandpa doesn't listen either. I don't think he knows what a podcast is. My grandma just likes that I do something.
As long as you're doing that, it's okay.
It's like, you're still doing it? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you do drugs? I'm like, no. She goes, good. It's like, thanks, Grandma. Thanks, Grandma. That's a true story.
This reminds me of like Mr. Deeds, where he's like, there's like the older ladies that are sitting on the street, and they're like, Deeds, how's it going? And he's like, I found out I'm worth I just got like $8 billion or whatever. And she's like, don't you go fancy record player.
Except my grandma would want me to buy the fancy record player.
I'm not no drugs.
I don't think she has any records.
Shindig, thoughts? Let's kind of recap that.
Where the fuck do we start?
Well, we can start wherever you want to start. We can start pre-Shindig.
Yeah, we can start pre-Shindig.
And kind of go over it. Don was out there earlier.
I went out there. A good old 3 a.m. wake-up call.
Yes, I remember that.
That was rough.
I did get a couple hours of sleep after.
Did you? Yeah, good. I was in Burbank by like 9:30.
Honestly, Burbank is a nice little area. I like it.
So I landed
in Burbank
because I didn't fly to LAX. Because I'm like, hey, I can get a ride. So I got a ride. Thanks, Ralph. I landed and I immediately texted Ralph and Earl from Los Golferos. I'm like, what the fuck is this airport? Because normally, I'm used
pretty small.
So hold on. So you know how you go into like MSP
the greatest airport in the country.
MSP is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So my dad picked up at the wrong terminal. That was fun.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a blast. I had to sit next to people smoking.
That was on the way home. Too.
Yeah. So I was pissed after I lugged all my baggage up and down the ship. Anyways, so I land. I text Ralph and Arlo. I'm like, "What the fuck is this airport?" So picture yourself at MSP. You're walking up to the gate. You go through the cool tunnel, and then you're on the plane. I get off the plane. I'm on the tarmac.
I'm gonna do that a couple.
I'm like,
what am I doing?
I know. I'm like, do I get do I get off here? And they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay. Well, what the fuck? And then of course I'm like, I've never been here, and this is my first time like traveling alone. So I'm like, I'm like filing signs for baggage claim, and then before I know it, I'm outside. I'm outside the airport, and I'm like,
bags from the outside.
That's where the baggage claim is, and I'm like, I either went too far and we're fucked, or I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So all of a sudden my suitcase falls down. I'm like, there's my bag.
Good.
And then I'm like sitting around waiting. I'm like, where are my golf clubs? So I'm like, I brought mine, which I don't really regret, but like I kind of regret.
Yeah.
And they're shuttling out golf clubs in like sixes. I'm like, okay, that's not my bag. That's not my bag. That's not my bag. I'm like, did they lose my fucking golf clubs?
Was it in the heavy or the a different spot?
No, it's just there were so many golf clubs on the flight that they had to take 4 trips to get all the clubs off. And I'm like, that's my bag. I know that anywhere. And for some reason in my mind, I thought Ralph had like an SUV. No, it's a Nissan Sentra.
So that was fun playing Tetris.
Yeah. He goes, bro, I can fit 4 bodies in the trunk. I'm like, well, I got the biggest suitcase in the world because I'm there for a week. I don't know what to pack. Yeah. I packed everything. I packed everything but a winter coat, essentially. And then I forgot my Airbnb had laundry, so I really only needed like 3 shirts. So I throw everything in. I see Ralph, he's got his flip flops on. I'm like, damn, you're just on the dog's bark. He goes, I'm like, okay, chill. We go to Raul's and I'm meeting Raul's family, and Raul's like, oh, you're even wearing the right gear. I'm like, I don't know any other gear. My Niners hoodie.
Oh yeah.
Niners hoodie. So we get there, it's like 9:30, and I'm exhausted. I didn't sleep on the plane. My layover in Denver, I had to like run across the airport because I had an hour.
Denver airport.
Huh?
So I'm not a big fan of the Denver airport.
So when we went a couple years ago, it was like we landed here and then our gate was here.
Yep.
I had to go like
one other.
I had to go across the airport, and I'm like, fuck! I gave myself an hour. So I'm like, I found the gate. I'm like, well, time to pee. So I peed in the bathroom, of course. And the issue is the men's bathroom funneled me out the wrong way, so I'm walking backwards. I'm like, I gotta go that way. So I get to the airport, I get there, charge my phone for a little bit. I'm texting everybody like, hey, I made it to Denver. I didn't miss my flight, blah, blah, blah. And by the time I hit send, they're like, okay, now boarding. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Have you ever missed a flight?
No, but I've almost missed a couple. And one of them was in Atlanta.
That's where I missed my flight. It was terrible.
I didn't realize it was like my first time like flying without like my parents. I was with a buddy. And I was like, oh yeah, we have plenty of time. And everyone's like, what? I'm like, yeah.
It's the busiest airport.
It is. Yeah. It's massive. Never again.
Yeah, that was a long time.
But we made it to Ralph. I slept on Raul's couch for a couple days. That was super nice. Night 1, I was exhausted. And they're like, hey, let's go play golf. I'm like, fine. That was the longest 9 holes I've ever played. Yeah, it was 3 hours.
Was it an executive course or was it just like regular? Like
it was an executive. Oh, yeah, it was like an executive course. We walked it. It was just there's so many people and pace of play was so bad.
That's the worst.
And then the people behind us are like, hey, hurry up. And we're like, there's like 4 groups right here. Yeah, like, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? But before that, we went to Grand Central Market and forgetting that was like beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know if you loved it, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm not someone who like goes on my way to try new food. But if somebody's like, hey, try that and it's bomb, I'm getting it. I don't remember what it was, but it's the cut. It's the kind of taco that has every part of the pig. It had carnitas, the butt, the snout, everything. Mm-hmm. And Raul's like, damn, you're like going hardcore, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, that shit's good. I ate so much that I'm like, I need to like
lay down.
Like I might throw up if I eat anything else. The issue is we went to play golf after, and that kind of worked it through. And then they're like, "Hey, what are we doing for dinner?" And I'm like, "Guys, Taco Bell. Like, hear me out."
Did you end up having Taco Bell?
No, we went to Korean barbecue.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah, that was the night. Yeah, that was the night that you called me crying in the club.
Yep. Yep. That was a
That was it
line.
was kind of funny that you were in the club with Sam.
It wasn't a club. It was the well, it's not really a club. It's like an outdoor, like it's kind of a cool spot, but it's like you're indoor, but they have like the windows open.
Sure,
So it's like a bar, but it's most people go like after the game.
it's definitely sounded like a club.
There's music playing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was the Wolves' last game.
so I told everybody because we're eating dinner. I'm like, yeah, Derek's crying in the club. And meanwhile, I'm trying to use chopsticks to, like eat Korean barbecue.
How was it?
Good.
Yeah.
I woke up at 1:30 and I was like, something's gonna happen. I've never ran to a bathroom so quick, and I've never been so scared to flush a toilet in my life.
Because this is you're still at.
I'm at Roll's
Yeah, I was
house,
just saying,
and I've never been here before. I am a guest. I don't know what kind of toilet.
Can I use this bathroom or can I not use this?
Well, so they told me to use it. Like
Well, that's good.
Like Raul's like, hey, there's this one here. Just use that one. You'll be fine. I said, okay, cool. And it was like the initial push was like the cork, right? Popped, and then it's just like
It's game open.
and I was like, what the hell is happening?
So what do we? I mean, I couldn't even imagine. So you got Korean barbecue,
And it's 1:30. So
Mexican food.
Yeah,
system,
yeah.
all this.
So how much green do you think I ate that day? Do you think I ate breakfast?
Probably
No, no. So my first meal was Mexican, with like straight up like Mexican tacos.
Mm-hmm. Which is good, but still.
Yeah, it's just like a floodgate. And of course, I flush, and it didn't like at the time I didn't know this. Roll's bathroom that I was in, the plunger doesn't always go down, so I was paranoid that it was going to flood the house.
We're just letting it all off.
Yeah,
Podcast.
yeah. So I was paranoid that I was like, "Gonna flood the house," and then I ended up passing out
On the toilet?
No. This was after.
Okay.
It's hilarious because Ralph had to go an hour and a half later. So Ralph was like, dude, I woke up at 3 a.m. and did the same thing. And it turns out because there's nothing but protein in my body that is like, we gotta let it out. So Ralph has the same thing happen at like 3 a.m. And he goes, yeah, the toilet is still flushing, but he's like, all you gotta do is double tap it and the thing closes. And I was like, so I didn't break it? And he's like, no, you're good. This is normal.
Like a Dumb and Dumber stunt where you're just on the toilet and you're freaking out.
I was scared. Like I've never been so scared. Like I'm laying on the couch. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get kicked out of this damn house.
One night in, and that's the
one, especially since I couldn't get my Airbnb until Wednesday.
This is fantastic. That's bowel movement talk here. Podcast. All right.
So then the next morning, so that was Monday. So Tuesday, Ralph and I were going to go to Disneyland.
Okay.
We've never been to Disneyland before, so we pre-booked the park hopper, so you can go to Disneyland or California Adventures. And I had every intention of getting fucking hammered, making Ralph babysit. I got close, and it was good time. So he's like, hey,
Why did you go all the way then?
We'll get there. We'll get there. And he was like, hey, I want to leave at like 7. And I'm like, okay.
Like 7 p.m. at the
No.
like 7 a.m.
to
get the whole
to get there. And I think I woke up at like 7:30 because Raul's kids had to go to school, which I didn't think that far ahead. So I'm like getting up at like 7 a.m. the first 2 days, being exhausted. And I'm not a morning person, so I'm trying my best not to snap at his wife, who was very grateful, or very not grateful, but
you were grateful,
very accommodating.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, don't talk to me. Like I'm just not awake yet. And of course, Ralph's on an air mattress like right behind me, so he falls asleep watching anime. So I'm like I'm not hearing it, but I'm seeing the screen light up. I'm like, fuck, dude.
This is fantastic. We're getting the full detailed freaking trip.
Especially since you weren't there.
Yeah, now I
am. So we wake up, and I think we left at like 8 a.m. So we got to the Disneyland ramp at like 9:30-ish to like park, and then they like shuttled us there. It was pretty sick. And I'm like, Ralph, what are we gonna do? And he goes, I don't know. So we walk in, they take our picture, which is cool. So now there's a picture of me floating around Disneyland somewhere in the Disneyland world. I'm not a Disney adult by any means, but I was like, that's pretty cool. Felt very magical. So we go in. I got my GoPro. We're filming everything. The first thing we ate were these like little chicken and beef skewers. Super good.
Okay.
Very, very
How
good.
expensive were they really expensive?
I don't remember. At that point, I was just happy to be there. And I think the one thing I wanted to do was fill my water bottle because he had it in my head like we can fill a water bottle for free. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm not paying for any drinks today. I'm just drinking water. No. So we're eating, we're drinking, we're having a good time. We had a peach lemonade with peach rings in it, rimmed with tahini.
Nice.
Best thing I've ever drank.
What kind of alcohol have in
It
it?
was alcohol free.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I know. I was like, fuck, we put some tequila in this. And I would just been cruising. That was one of the only days I remembered to put on sunscreen. So I was not fried at Disney, which was super fun.
So how long did you end up staying there?
We got back to Raoul's at midnight.
How late does it open? Is it like
Midnight?
12?
Yeah. So we ended up just like doing everything. We're like, dude, we're just pooped.
Did you go on any of the rides?
Yeah. So we ended up going on grad night, which was not.
Fun.
There was a lot of people, and so with the Hopper we go back and forth. So we spent first couple hours at Disneyland, and Ralph's like, "Hey, we should go over to California Adventures before it gets popping with all the grads." So we go over there, and the first thing we do is we like find a shop because I'm like, I kind of want to get some stuff that just says 70th anniversary on it. I don't know when I'll be back, so I'm like, it's fun, right? And I'm like, hey, you sent me a TikTok about a strawberry watermelon margarita. We need that. I'm like, I need it in my life. And he goes, oh, it's right there. Let me go get them.
So you got one of those.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. How far is the drive? It was like 20 minutes, 30 minutes from
Like an hour and a half.
Oh, it is. It was
Yeah.
1 hour and a half drive.
Well, there's traffic.
Yeah.
It was like an hour and a half, hour 45. Phenomenal. I had like one of the tahini suckers, which hot take, I'm not a fan of. Mainly because I don't want to suck off all the tahini to get to the that's my issue. If it was like swirls, cool, I'm about it. I just offended like every Mexican person who listens to us. Super good margarita though. I like chugged it. I was like, this is phenomenal.
I had some of the best chamoy candy out there though. That was amazing.
Let's go. I still have a bag. I actually have some in my bag.
Yeah, I got a couple left, but the one that David brought from I forget the package. I have a picture of it, but man, that was. I mean, the one that we had.
Yeah.
That was really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was Tuesday. The last thing I ate at Disney was a bean chimichanga. That was so good. I was eating it in the line for a Pirates of the Caribbean. I had my bag on backwards, and I'm eating a bean burrito essentially. Just running through line.
What was your favorite ride?
So California Adventures, we did the Cars ride. So like we were like rode in Lightning McQueen,
Yep.
and then we got chased by one of the tractors.
Is that cool?
Sick, super cool. And Ralph was like, "We're not waiting in that line." So that was like Ralph's like, "Hey, you're the guest. We're gonna fast pass this shit." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm not waiting 2.5 hours."
I was just say, how long are those?
Long as fuck.
Dang. That's kind of the downside. You get in there and then it's like
That to me, that's like
4 to 2 hours per ride.
To me, that's kind of the beauty of Disney World. Being bigger, I don't feel like we waited as long because you could do. Oh, it's busy. Let's go hop on that ride.
I've been there. I have never been to Disneyland. So
we did. So at Disneyland, we did Pirates of the Caribbean, classic ride.
Yep.
Classic ride. Haunted Mansion, one of my favorites. We did Star Tours, which is from Star Wars, and we did Rise of the Resistance, which is that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part where you clip in, and I look around, and Ralph's staring at me, just smiling. I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. He goes, "Do you?" And then we drop. And I'm like, I knew it. Like as soon as he stared at me, well, honestly, as soon as we clipped in, I'm like,
you knew that.
Yeah. And he's staring at me, just smiling. I'm like, fuck.
Because you're not a big ride guy, right?
I'm not a big roller coaster guy. Mainly because I don't like heights.
Yeah.
So like being in a ride is fine. Like that was very much an experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a lot of fun at Disneyland. I know I'm missing a lot of things, but it was so much fun. I ended up having this drink, and it was like a hibiscus iced tea. It was 10.5% alcohol.
Oof, feeling pretty good.
I was feeling pretty good. Of course, that was in Radiator Springs, which was cool. I'm like, I'm one of the cars.
And this is probably after you had the other drink and the other.
Yeah. And so at that point, I'm just kind of buzzing.
You're sitting good.
I was buzzing. I didn't want to get violently drunk just because I feel like that's kind of shit to do with Ralph.
Yeah.
as much as he would like take care of me, but I'm like, I don't need him to like chase me.
Babysitting you.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where Dom Dom's at.
Yeah. And luckily I had
What ride is he at?
oh, like I had a good mixture
Get on the speaker. Dom Dom.
I had a good mixture of water and food in my system.
Yeah. Good balance.
We ate a lot. We drank a lot of water. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, we went to Anaheim. We played golf with John from Back Nine Bullies, and his photographer, videographer, Dre. Super talented. I don't know if you follow Dre.
Yeah. Yep.
Super cool. Stay safe, my guy. He was out there.
I saw that. Yeah.
Doing
I think I sent a message actually yesterday.
Super cool dude. That's when I modeled for Back Nine Bullies.
I love it. That was awesome.
Everyone's like, it's going to go to your head. I'm like, it already has. Like,
it looks good though.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Thank you.
I actually ordered that black shirt the other day.
The one I was wearing?
I think that's the one. It's like that's because I really like the white one that he got me. So I went and ordered
I don't have that one.
Yeah.
I want that one. Yeah. I don't have it. The shirt I was wearing was different.
Okay.
But we went to some like small muni in Anaheim. I'm calling it Anaheim. I don't think it is Anaheim, but I'm calling it Anaheim. And we met up with John. We had a really good breakfast burrito from the golf course, which was super cool. I think it was like Riverview Golf Course, GC, whatever. And a few holes in, he's like, "Hey Dom, you're wearing all Back Nine Bullies gear." I'm like, "Dude, I have to. Like, come on."
Get the shorts and everything.
Like it's your company. I have that one.
Okay, that is the one I ordered.
Oh, that's it.
I think this is the one.
No, yours is the girl.
Oh, this is the one I have right here.
No, I think yours is still different. Keep going. Oh, maybe it is that one. Mine is that one.
I think my
yours is like
that one sold out.
Yeah, but yours is like a garage style shirt, like a car garage. Yeah, no, yours isn't that one.
No, I think it's the same one that you have. Like, no. It's the same one that it's this one.
No,
I'm pretty sure it is.
The front of yours is different than the front of mine. Right there, that's the front. Yours isn't like that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive because I really wanted the shirt that I gave you. It just wasn't my size.
Maybe it's not on there or something.
No, yours might be gone. I think everything he donated was like onesie twosies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Yeah.
But he's like,
but
Dom.
That one.
Yeah. I wear that shirt all the time. Yeah. I have that one. He's like, Dom, you have everything. I'm like, dude, I know. Like, I'm gonna support you. Like, you're the homie. You've shown nothing but love to us. He's like, grab a hat. I'm like, okay, cool. And before I know it, they're taking pictures of me. And Dre's like, hey, act natural. I'm like, dude, I don't. What does natural?
What does that mean?
I'm like, okay, cool. I'll throw a ball around. So he's got pictures of me throwing a ball around, smiling, swinging. So that before I know it, I'm in their ad. I'm like, dude, if you use anything, just like let me know. I'm like, you have my permission. So then, obviously, you weren't in my group for Tierra Rajada, but we hit hole 10, and before I hit my second shot, I get a text from John, and he's like, hey, do I have your consent to post a video of you? And I'm like, first of all, John, I'm like, first of all, hearing that from John is funny.
Yeah.
Just knowing him.
Mm-hmm.
That's Trey.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, go for it. Now I'm like everywhere. It's super cool. But Wednesday we played golf. It was super fun. We did closest to the pin and I shanked it. And everyone's like, oh, you can't post that of Dom. And I'm like, post it. It's funny. And then we went to the Angels-Yankees game with the Hopped On. And then Ralph passed me off to Hopped On like
with the Angels playing the Yankees too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so the Yankees then went
a lot of times do that. So like when the
East Coast,
so when the Twins do it, they normally play like
a couple of the West Coast teams.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So then we went to like a Jack in the Box parking lot. So I definitely felt like my parents were like divorced and they're like passing me off like the weekend. And before we
don't forget the car seat.
Yeah. So before we get out, Ralph's like, I don't know if this is like important to you, but we're like 10 miles away from Taco Bell headquarters.
Oh, you're like, hell yeah, it's important.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, let's get back in the car.
Baseball game.
Well, no, at this point we were at Jack in the Box, yeah. And I was like, because when we were in NorCal,
is it huge?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't get to see the headquarters?
No, Ralph sent me a video of it when we were at the Getty.
Oh, okay. It's probably dark out too, I'd imagine, right?
When I got switched? Yeah. Well, I'd wanted to go to Jack in the Box when we were in NorCal, and we never did. And so they're like, Dom, we're taking a Jack in the Box.
Was it good?
I understand why people would eat it drunk. It wasn't great, but I'm like, God, this after like a few beers.
What's that?
Oh,
what's the Jack in the Box? What are they famous for?
Tacos with American cheese. And, like deep fry the whole thing, but they also have like burgers and egg rolls and curly.
I've definitely heard of it.
It's like the weirdest like mishmash menu I've ever seen, but like everything was like pretty decent.
So they're based out of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Their headquarters, I should say, out of San Diego.
Yeah. So then I got switched, and then Eric brought me back because his hotel was near my Airbnb. So he dropped me off there.
Hot
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I hung out with him later on that one night. We all hung out. That was a blast. He's awesome.
Yeah. So he brought me to my Airbnb.
Okay, here we go.
T-Pain has his own meal.
It's like a combination. He's got
Yeah.
is that fish or is that chicken?
Chicken.
Chicken with the taco.
Curly fries.
How are the
cookie.
curly fries?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of curly
I
fries
like
though.
curly fries too.
So I got dropped off. I had the sickest Airbnb. It was so cool. I'm so sorry, Brendan, for making you sleep on a hard ass couch. Those teammates, I think it was pretty nice for two people. Well, like if you and like Bernice, or
Yeah.
sorry, if you and your wife
Yeah. I have a knife.
rented it, well, we try not to say her name.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's.
I don't know how to edit it.
That's it out.
Can't see me. Like if you two rented it, you'd have a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Like
It looked. I mean, I saw like the pictures when you sent it originally.
Outdoor patio, screened-in patio, rooftop deck, jacuzzi.
That whole like little area was yours.
Yeah.
Oh, jacuzzi?
Yeah, I had a hot tub.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Did you use it?
No.
Bro.
They wouldn't let me skinny dip.
Bro.
I know.
You forgot your trunks or what?
Well, they had cameras.
Oh.
So I didn't want them.
You could do that. You probably should have gotten in a little trouble.
I didn't want them seeing my pecker.
Yeah, I hear you.
I feel like I don't really want that, you know? So then I went to bed, and it was phenomenal sleeping in bed. And I'm like, oh my God, there's laundry. So I'm like, oh, let me just wash my dirty stuff because I've been sweaty. I had no idea how to use that washer.
Was it like an old one or
no? It was
like super
stacked.
futuristic. Oh,
so I figured it out, but I'm like, where do we put the detergent? Because at home we have like the pods, so you just chuck one of those in. Mind you, I'm alone, and I'm not an adult. I should
just
be
a big kid.
Unfortunately. I'm like, where do I put? I'm like, first of all, where the hell's the detergent?
Should go to the Airbnb host. Like,
I thought about it.
Yeah.
Well,
come over here and wash my
clothes. I thought about it. I'm like, where's the detergent? So I found the detergent. I'm like, where do I put the detergent? I'm like, okay, you pull out this. And I'm like, how much detergent do I put in there? If I put in too much, so it spilled out. And I'm like,
it'll get you.
And I'm like, fuck. So I just wiped it up with some clothes, and I threw those clothes in the wash.
Why not?
Yeah, I did a little laundry. I took a shower. It was phenomenal. I went to bed. Phenomenal sleeping in bed. Especially without Brendan there yet.
How did it feel though, getting back into your own bed though? Like when you got home?
Sad.
Really? Oh, I mean, I love getting.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. It was great, but at the same time, I'm like, God, I have to unpack.
Yeah.
And I have to go to work the next day. And there's so much shit in my bag. Did I tell you TSA went through my bags?
Mm-hmm.
They like fucked all my shit up.
That's what you're saying.
Thanks, TSA. So that was Wednesday. So you still weren't there yet.
Nope.
That was
we're really chugging along.
I did like a week's worth of stuff before you were even there.
You're giving me the full deets. It's like I was there though.
I know.
Okay, so Thursday,
I woke up. Shout out. Why the fuck am I blanking on people's names now?
It's okay.
David and Ava. I'm like, I know the IG handle, but I'm like, I know their names too. It's just I've been rambling for so long at this point. They picked me up. We went to Porto's, which is a little Cuban deli bakery thing. Phenomenal. They make these little like cheese rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Really good.
You can order them online. And then
you can get them DoorDashed?
Well, no, they'll ship them to you. So it's kind of DoorDash. You just get them 3 to 5 working days. I might have to order some for like a special event.
There we go.
See how much that shipping is. Yikes.
$88.
No. So good. So good. I had this egg and cheese on croissant breakfast sandwich. Was on. Took a picture because I was like, this is one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. Where the hell is my gallery? There it is. I took a lot of pictures that week. Where is it? Look at this.
Ooh, that does look really good.
Look how airy.
Mm-hmm. That croissant is.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's like sex right there. Um, so good. So good. And then Raul joined us, and I was like, hey, I don't want to play golf with Ralph today. I need just a break from golf.
I need just a me day. Wind down.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, you guys have an itinerary for me like all week so far. I want a day where I can just relax, just chill. Um, so Raul took me shopping. Bad idea for me. It would have been cheaper to go golfing. The issue is I wouldn't have any. I wouldn't if I went golfing with Eric and Ralph. I wouldn't have had golf balls for Tierra Rahada. Because in my mind, I brought three. So in my mind, for some reason, I'm like, cool. I packed 3 dozen. Packed a dozen.
Oh, so you thought you packed 3 dozen?
Yeah,
I only had 8 dozen.
I packed 1 dozen plus the balls in my bag.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's not enough. It's not enough, Tom. So we went shopping down like La Brea Ave and went down. They could show me Fairfax and all these other places. Um, so originally we were going to go to the Funko store first. I'm not a big Funko guy, but he was like, "Hey, like we just got to go look at it." I'm like, "Sick." So we're driving downtown LA. All of a sudden, these cops pull up from behind us, and I'm like, "Oh my god, Raul's going to get deported. And I'm going to be stuck in downtown LA." And we pull over, and then they go past us, and Raul's like, "Okay, good." I was like, "Perfect. Nobody's getting deported. Nobody's going to die."
we're all good.
They went into the Funko store with the beanbag shotguns.
Really? Somebody stealing?
We don't know. And
or they maybe just knew you were going to go there.
Maybe. So I was like, "Do you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can get on the way back." So we went to Metalwood. I got a shirt and a golf glove. My pink Adidas golf glove.
That was sick.
That was sick. They're available through Adidas, so I'm gonna like stock up. I'm gonna order like 6 of them because it felt great. It's not a Cabretta leather either. It's like a lamb leather, so it's a little thinner, but like grippy still. Like my hand wasn't super hot, but it's definitely not as thick. Um, we did Metalwood. We went to Stussy, Undefeated. Just like a bunch of stuff that we don't have here.
Yep.
I dropped way too much money at Carhartt Work in Progress. Beautiful stuff though.
How big is the store? Is it like small, like pop up type of deal, or is
the
it
Carhartt?
Yeah,
pretty big.
Pretty big.
Pretty big. Its setup was really cool. It had like stuff just hanging up in the middle for people to, like touch and try on, and I'm like, as soon as I touched the hoodie, I was like, shit.
You're coming with me, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and of course, Raul, I don't want to say he's like egging me on, but he's like, you don't have this in Minnesota.
he was really forcing you.
Yes.
Without forcing.
He was very much just like, hey, like you should spend some money on yourself.
Yeah.
And I put it on. And he's like, bro, you look happy. And I'm like, I feel happy. He goes, put it on the counter. And I was like, shit. That was still Thursday. Oh, so that was Thursday. So that was, you guys hadn't landed yet.
Yeah, so you can get into like later on.
Yeah, and then you didn't join us for dinner. We went to
that was a barbecue place too, right?
Yeah, so we went to a barbecue joint that was originally from Compton, but they have one in LA.
Nice. What's that one called?
Bloodsoes.
Bloodsoes. Okay.
And Raul's like, we got to go there, but I don't want to take you to Compton because you'll say something, you'll get a shot. I was like, yeah, as much as I want to go to Compton, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to Bloodsoes. There was like a group of 6 of us. It was, or maybe it was 5. It was Raul, Brendan, me, Ralph, and then the hopped on. And basically, you could order like a platter. So we ordered a platter that was going to feed all of us. So good. And he was telling us that it's one of those places where once it's gone, they close for the day.
Yep.
Because like we got our food fast. I was like, holy shit, is this going to be good?
It's so quick.
Phenomenal. There were ribs, spare ribs, a bunch of pulled pork, a full quarter chicken, brisket, and then there were sides. So there's mac and cheese, beans,
the toast, Texas toast,
coleslaw, beans, and then cornbread.
Oh, wow. Cornbread's the best.
And then I had a spicy margarita.
How was that? Phenomenal.
So good. And we killed everything. And I think Brendan and I ended up taking home some of the yeah. So we took home the beans, the rest of the coleslaw, the rest of the pork, and then part of the chicken. I think later that night we were drinking because took our business after that. I ate a lot of it after that. Well, I like to for okay.
Mhm.
Or um and then
There's a lot of murals out there.
yeah, it was super cool. And then Friday is when I finally saw you again. I saw you run into the pro shop, and I'm like, there he is.
Made it.
And you made it.
That was a freaking sweet time. Tierra Rahada golf.
Yeah, so now you get to join in and tell your side, but my side of Tierra Rahada
That was quite in depth and detail. I like it. Now I feel like I was a part of it.
in my head, you were there with me the entire time. That's why I made you your own Funko Pop.
Yes, that is very cool.
It's pretty sick.
It is.
So
I actually like Funkos. We have like a bunch of the office ones.
So yeah, I'm not giving it to you because I want to keep them together.
You don't. Yeah, no, you don't have to.
Well, they're gonna go. Well, they're gonna go in our studio.
Yeah.
So because the box says our names on
They're leaked.
it. They're Dominic. So the funny part is I'm going through everything and they're like, "Hey, it's 1 for 40," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, let's do two." And I'm thinking, "Oh, two like
2 for 70.
yeah." And they're like, "No, it's 2 for 80." I'm like,
Two
"That."
for
I'm
$90.
like, "That's not a fucking deal. What the fuck is
Same
this?"
thing.
Yeah, I'm like, "Well, what the hell?" Um, so I'm picking and choosing everything, and I made myself super easily because I'm like, I look like this. And he's like, okay, you're gonna make Derek? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I can do Derek from memory. And it's like the spitting image of you.
It is expired.
It's the spitting image of you. The issue is, they're like, hey, you get to pick two accessories. I'm like, okay, cool. You're getting a golf club.
You should have just picked a cell phone.
I didn't have one.
I was just gonna say, always on.
So it was like, I'm like, oh, like, what am I gonna give him? I'm like, well, Derek's been grilling lately. I don't know if you like to grill all the
I do
time.
like to grill.
So you got tongs. So congrats. I get a camera and a golf club. You get tongs and a golf club, but it looks just like you. It even has a polo.
It does, yeah.
It has a polo and your ripped jeans.
How long did it take to make?
So they said I had to give it to a special register lady.
Yep.
In a special area. She's like, okay, cool. Come back in like 10 minutes. And they built them and everything. So we went and looked around at like the big Funkos and everything. And I'm like, I'm not a huge Funko guy. I don't really see the point. And I understand like there doesn't have to be a point.
Sure.
You know, but after like walking around, I'm like, I kind of want a few, but I'm like, I don't want to have to mail them back. So I didn't buy any other than the custom one. And I'm walking down the stairs and the lady's like, hey, I don't mean like it was a different woman.
Mhm.
She's like, I don't want to like stereotype or like profile you, but I'm 90% sure this one's yours. And I look at it, I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
That's me. Should nope. I don't never see that person.
I almost said no, try again.
Yeah.
But no, spitting image of you and I.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
So they all do individual ones, custom too.
Yeah. So then the next day we played Tierra Rahada. So that morning, so I guess the funny thing is all week. So when I met up with Serge for the first time, I've met Sergio before.
Mhm.
We're at the golf course Monday, and he introduces himself to me, shakes my hand. Hi, I'm Sergio. I'm with Los Calferos. I'm like,
dude, I know you.
I'm like, I know. He goes, oh, have we met? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, my bad. I'm like, do not.
Come on, man.
Like, dude,
look at the beard and the hair.
So every time we saw each other from now on for that week, hi, I'm Dominic. He goes, oh, I'm Sergio. So we went to as a group. You weren't there because you had to be different. We got breakfast burritos from Arts Burritos.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, the best breakfast burrito I've ever had.
Dang, that's pretty.
It was so good. So it's a little pop up, and again, they're one of those pop ups that once it's gone, they leave for the day. Like they're just done. So we got there really early. Sergio's kind of walking me through everything. And he goes, hey, they have one that has like pancakes and French toast in it. I'm like, no, I'm okay for now. Like I wasn't super hungry. And give me the carne asada burrito, no pico, green salsa, eggs and cheese. It's fine. I bit into that thing and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna eat this whole damn thing.
How big was it? Like pretty decent size too?
I don't think that big.
Yeah.
So good.
I love breakfast burritos.
So good. Like the best breakfast burrito I've ever had. And then they had this coffee and they're like, Dom, do you want coffee? I'm like, I'm not really a coffee guy. And they're like, I was like, I don't like bitter. Like that's always my thing.
Yeah.
They're like, you're gonna like it. So it's some kind of like Mexican coffee. So it's black coffee, brown sugar, and cinnamon.
It's got, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've had it.
So good. I drank it all. And you only get a cup like that big.
They're kind of smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's hot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Raul was explaining to me, he's like, yeah, it's because if you drank so much that you'd be jittery. I'm like, yeah.
Super strong.
I'm like, dude, I have ADD. And he goes, it does not fucking matter. You will be jittery. So we get to the course. I'm like, there's Derek, and then he scampers off into the pro shop. I'm like, okay, bye, Derek. So that was such a cool course, such a cool experience. Ralph put me in a group with Brendan. And the funny part is I texted Brendan earlier in the week and I was like, hey, we're partners. He's like, this is the best news I've heard in a long time.
I love Brendan.
So Brendan was my partner, but I was with Raul and Hex from Moscow Pharaohs. And Hex, we've only met Hex through Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole time I'm like, hey, I think Hex is fake. Like, I don't think he's a real person. He didn't make it to the first Shindig. He didn't make it to the one in Minnesota. And I've never met him since. So I don't know if you know this, but the first Shindig in San Jose, I thought Raul was Hex.
Mm-hmm. That's what you're
I
saying.
said, hey, nice to meet you, Hex. He goes, no, I'm Raul. And I was like, fuck. Like, they look so similar to me online. Now, seeing them in person,
Yeah, totally different.
totally different.
Yeah.
So we check in and everything. We pay, and I'm getting my bag set in my cart. And Ralph's like, "Oh, there's Hex." So the whole week, I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna go say, hey, what's up, Raul, to Hex?" Because Ralph's like, "Hey, he's gonna be like, the fuck." I'm like, "I want that experience." He didn't hear me, and it made me sad. I'm like, "Sup, Raul? Like, good to see you again." Like, we just drove, and he goes, "Sup, Dom? Good to meet you. I'm Hex." And I'm like,
It kind of kept going.
"Yeah," and I'm like, "Fuck, dude, I wanted that moment." Um, super cool dude. I don't know. Did you talk to Hex?
Yeah, I talked to him for a while after.
And he goes, Dom, follow me. I'm like, where are we going? He's like, the bar. I'm like, dude, it's like 9:30. He's like, yeah, but it's almost noon where you're from. And I'm like, you're not wrong.
He's thinking, man.
The issue is it's noon on a Friday.
You didn't have anywhere to be though, so
No, and I wasn't driving.
Yeah.
Like literally, Brendan drove me. I didn't. My fear when I got home is I forget how to drive.
yeah. When you're still for a whole week, you're not driving at all.
Yeah. So of course we're doing tequila shots.
Ooh.
Like right away, he's like, "What are we drinking?" I'm like, "What do you want to drink?" He's like, "Well, you're." He's like, "I'm paying, so what do you want to drink?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a tequila guy." He goes, "Perfect. Which one do you want?" I'm like, "I don't know any of these, but Espolon." So we did a big shot of Espolon, which is a really good tequila. At least I think it's really good.
You're feeling good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good way to start the round. And then we did a couple more shots throughout the day, and I drank a couple beers throughout the day. And then after the round, we were sipping on tequila. After, I don't know if you knew that that's what I had in my glass was tequila. I left the course like this, like just sideways. Like I could not stand straight. Um, but shout out to Rahada.
Yeah, it's a great course.
Course was beautiful.
It really was.
I didn't believe them when it said how narrow it was going to be. Oh my God, I have no feel for my driver currently, and it showed. Um, there was one shot I do want to talk about. It was I think it was hole two. Hole one for me went terrible. My first shot, I just sprayed it right, and then my next shot sprayed it even further right. So at this point, I'm on another fairway, and then it like took two shots to get on the green, and then I two putted.
That's super not bad.
It was a rough six.
Yeah.
So that hole two, I believe, was a shorter par three, but there was a lot of undulation. I hit my shot a little fat, so it didn't go very far. And I'm looking up this hill, and I believe I'm standing next to Hex because he didn't hit his shot very well either. And I have Brendan up by the green. That way, if I could see him standing, I could kind of get an idea of where I have to hit it.
Mhm.
So I think I looked at my watch. I'm like, I think I was like 80 yards out, but it's like straight uphill. So I have like a 60-degree in my hand. I'm like, let's just fucking swing out of my shoes. Let's get it there. And it's uphill. I swing, I hit this shot, and I hear Brendan go, oh, oh. And I'm like, what? He goes, you're like 2 feet.
Threw a little dart.
Threw a little dart. And of course, I'm like, I need to see it, but I can't because I'm uphill.
Yeah.
And Hex hits it, and he hits his long into the left, so his ball was gone. And I get up there, and I shit you not, here's the pin. My ball is like here.
Did you end up three putting?
No, I saved par.
At up, boy.
I did as good. So everyone's like, does Derek pay you? I'm like, no, he should after that. Right. That was one of those shots that I was like, God, I'm so happy I had somebody who can like attest for me.
Sure. Saw it and was like, actually.
And Brennan was like pumped. So I kind of alluded to it earlier, but I have it on video, like, cause I was GoProing almost everything all week, just to kind of, I was mic'd up. And at this point, we were a few tequila shots deep. And I actually took a video I want you to post on Safe Park because it's a very you video. And I'll send it to you.
Mhm.
But it was the hole at the waterfall on the back nine.
Yep. That was a sweet one.
Brendan, I lost my ball, so I dropped by Brendan. Brendan went a little left. And in the video, I'm like, we all hit bad shots. And I hear Brendan go, oh, yeah. And I'm like, you fine? He goes, yeah, I'm right there. I'm like, perfect. So he's like, you're pretty pumped. And he goes, eh. I'm like, but how the beers? And he goes, good. I'm like, how the tequila's? And he goes, very good. I'm like, what I wanted to say is, we'll make a tequila guy out of you at some point. And I said, I was like, we'll make a Mexican guy out of you. And Brendan goes, you want to finish that? And I'm like, no.
Oh, man. I know. I wish I would have to play with Brendan or be in you guys' group.
That was such a good group.
We had a good time, man. I liked our group too.
Well, and if Sam wasn't going to play, it was going to be me, you, Brendan, and then somebody else.
Yeah. Sergio and David.
Yeah.
We had a great.
So when we were short, I was like, hey, Sam had kind of alluded that he'd want to play. So Ralph's like, hey, call Derek because I'm about to email the course. So I called you, need an answer. But then I texted you, and you texted back right away.
Yes, I think I was on the phone.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Ralph was like, hey, it's just like, I'm going to email the course. Like, I just need to know the names. So when he's like, Sam's playing, and I'm like, okay, we should probably put those two together. That way Sam's not
Yeah, no, we had a good time.
Alienated or alone.
Actually pretty good too. Like he was like one of those where he's like, tell him to do this because he'd ask.
Yeah. I had Brendan, he's like, dude, you're aiming that way. And I'm like, hey, if you see me aiming wrong,
let me know.
Correct me. He goes, really? I'm like, dude, coach me. Yeah. Like, so it turns out I've been playing my ball a little too forward in my stand. And as soon as I backed it up and played a little bit more of my back foot, the ball was flying. Lately, I've had this issue where everything off the tee goes right and everything off the ground goes left. Don't know. I think it's probably my wrists.
Sure.
I'm also hoping that my bigger grips are going to help.
Yeah.
Because they're slightly bigger. Size? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because I think it's like the next step from like regular.
Yeah, they're not super big, but they're a little bit bigger.
Yep.
But yeah. So that was my Tierra Hada experience. I had a ton of fun. Obviously, I wish something like you and I could have gone back and played it together. Yeah. But I want to hear your group because obviously we only heard like you guys yelling. And then obviously we met up a couple times. And I don't know if you heard me yell at you a couple times, but they're like, oh, you shouldn't egg Derek on. I'm like, yeah, but if I egg him on, he'll hit the ball better.
I actually played pretty well. Well, I actually played really well. I shot an 82. And I came in though with low expectations. This was the first. We played 9 holes before that. I think we played 9 holes together.
You and I, yeah.
Before that, and then I played one full 18. So I played basically one full 18 and 1 9.
That was my first full 18 of the year, and everyone. I don't feel like I did very bad. I shot 96.
That's not bad at all.
Especially
that's a tough course,
especially being drunk,
and
not really having a driver. Work for me. Like even my 2-iron, which is normally like, hey, if my driver sucks, I can hit that off the tee. That wasn't good either. But now I know what to work on. But yeah, I shot a 96. Like I wasn't upset. Like the elevation of that course is crazy. Like there's that one hole on the back 9 where you're like, I don't know, freaking skyscraper and you got to hit down.
Yep. That one was a tough. The fairways are pretty narrow. But again, if you're driving the ball, like I was driving the ball, I just couldn't putt. I 3-putted 5 different times. But I had a blast. It was a good time. I had rental clubs, so I had no expectations. And sometimes it's almost good to have like rental clubs. Honestly, I was like maybe I should buy these rental clubs. Like maybe they'll give me a discount. But played with Sergio and David.
I love Sergio.
But great hospitality between the both of them. They're awesome guys. I mean, they always kind of gave us some direction of where we need to hit it and what it is. So we had a good time. Sam had a great time. The trip itself was fantastic. But Tierra Hada was good.
I
know we're already kind of It's already 9:10. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. We're not even through the shindig yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's touch on the shindig.
Hold on. How did we end Friday?
How did we end Friday?
We had
The
carne asada.
Yes,
That was
it was
so.
like a kind of a low key chill.
Which was the goal.
Yeah, it was good.
Raul took me to one of the Mexican stores because we had to go to a couple to pick up the meat.
Mhm.
So it was me,
Mexican, yeah.
his son Ian, Ralph, and Brendan. And I looked at Raul. I'm like, hey, I'm a little overwhelmed. He goes, yeah, go walk around. You'll learn some Spanish. I didn't learn any Spanish.
Those places are pretty cool though, but
It was super cool.
super packed in there normally.
Well, it wasn't super packed. It was just like,
Like a lot
it
of
was
stuff in us.
it was yeah, there's just like wasn't like anything in English. And I was like trying to read shit and I'm like, this sucks. But it was super good. The cookout was great.
Yep, the hospitality throughout the whole week. Even like I said, I wasn't there as long as you were, but everyone was super nice.
I never felt like a burden, which was my fear staying on Raul's couch for a couple nights. And like I said earlier, his wife made me very accommodated. His kids were not like, hey, who the fuck's this bum?
Who's this dude?
Um,
Dad, there's a bum on our couch.
Dad, who's the homeless dude? That's just Dom.
He's good.
Yeah, so we ended Friday, carne asada.
Yep.
Saturday was the shindig. I did not know it was going to be in the fucking mountains.
It's a pretty area.
It was super nice.
Yeah, the course itself. Again, going back to the hospitality thing, that was the best experience.
Shout out Beth.
Yeah, Beth
and
made his name was Mike, I think.
Was he the card dude?
Yeah, Matt or Mike. Gosh,
it starts with an
Matt or Mike. But I have a card. But both of them, they couldn't have been.
I couldn't.
Helpful. They were so.
If you're throwing an event in the LA area, in the SoCal area, I can't recommend Zabel enough.
Yeah, Zabel was legit.
Zabel was great.
Of course. Again, it's kind of there's definitely some pretty holes.
The parking is kind of an issue.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Wasn't the best, especially when we had to unload everything and haul it over, especially since I had my camera bag, my golf bag, and then other stuff. Because we got there before you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were nice. They actually just let us back into it and unload it. So, but then we lost a parking spot because we had a parking spot.
Yeah. Well, luckily, Ralph and Brendan just dropped me off, and then they dipped, and I guess they got breakfast burritos, and I was like, "You bastards!"
But yeah, Shindig was fantastic.
I got fried.
You did get fried.
There's pictures of me later that evening. My arms are just red.
Red. Yeah.
Red. Do you think I put sunscreen on?
You forgot. Well, you did. It was later on in the day, wasn't it?
Still too late. Yeah. So I actually packed sunscreen in my golf bag, but because Daniel took my golf bag, I was like, shit. And it's funny because everyone's like, oh, I have sunscreen. I'm like, I don't know you.
Yeah, who are you?
I'm like, I'm not going to ask a stranger for sunscreen. But
we had a very successful event. Again, it kind of comes down to the vibes. Everyone had a good time. We met a lot of cool people. We had a lot of cool people come out for the first time. We had a lot of same people come out. So
my favorite part is when people sign up. Well, obviously, but it's when people sign up and you don't recognize the name.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's super fulfilling because one, we're reaching a new demographic, a new person.
Yep.
But now that new person is putting their faith in us that the repeats have.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. And then I think so. The event itself was very successful. Had a blast, and then we went out for dinner later on that night.
We did. I forgot about that.
That was a great time.
Yeah,
just get everyone together. We had, pretty much. We could kind of name some of the people that we met, and if you want to go through a few of them.
Don was great from Kingsman. Don was phenomenal.
Yeah, I
love Don.
That was fantastic. Grips on not grips on the custom sticks.
Custom sticks was there. So Don actually played with Raul.
Yep.
In the final, and they had made the turn. I was kind of just chit-chatting with them.
His pants on fire.
Yeah, yeah. So they make the turn, and he goes, Dom, I've never asked another man this. Will you videotape me? Because the whole 10 was super scenic from the tee box. I don't know if you saw it. And I'm like, Don, I would love to videotape you. So I have it on my phone still, but it's him swinging just this big backdrop, and he fucked up the backswing, like the pose. And he goes, it wasn't pretty, but it works. I'm like, Don, you're beautiful. And
he's such a great guy.
He had the time of his life. I know he was worried that he wasn't going to sell anything, and he's like, "Yeah, if I sell one thing, it's worth it." And then all of a sudden, he sold one thing, and then it was just
Yeah, he was
like a roller coaster.
wheeling and dealing.
Yeah,
I bought something. Sam bought something.
I didn't, but I have.
You have in the past.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have
Multiple things.
I have a bunch of of his polos. You have a bunch of his stuff as well. You bought something that I already have, which is the jacket.
Yeah.
Brendan bought a shirt.
Yeah.
He looked great in the
He was
shirt.
wearing it.
Yeah, he looked great.
Yep.
Obviously Chente from Campo Golf was there.
He was fantastic. That whole group was awesome.
His group was a vibe.
Yep.
I had my drone up. So hole 6 was our first closest to the pin. So I'm like, hey, I got to get there, throw my drone in the air just to see if anybody gets close. I missed the drone for the first group, but I can verify that that was the closest to the pin. Because I did watch it. It's just I was recalibrating my drone. And Chente's group comes up. I get the drone in the air. I don't know everybody in the group's name, but the dude tees off, and I'm watching this ball. I'm like, I got the drone on. It's tracking, and I literally hear it hit the flag. And I'm like, this ball's going to go in, and I'm going to get it on the drone. And it lips out and rolls. I squealed. I don't know if they heard me because I didn't want to screw them up. But I was almost like, oh my fucking God, I just caught a hole in one on film. And then it lipped out and rolled. The killer is, I guess I'm not used to events like this, but they were saying that normally events have like a little tape measure so people can measure it. I've never seen that before.
Honestly, they do have that, but most events that I play have stakes and they just stick it.
Yeah.
But I understand why they do that.
So I was like, I don't have one. So Chente's got the iPhone app where
you can get doing the measuring up.
So the closest the pin ended up winning, and they were 33 inches from the pin. Dart. You know, you're within 3 feet. That's a dart, especially since I picked that hole because it was short.
Sure.
I wanted a shorter par 3. Everyone's like, oh, it's easy. But I'm like, no, it's going to fuck with you. And there's like very few people that I saw that hit the green. So like I was like, ha, I made it hard.
You caught the near.
I caught it. So when it rolled out, you know how far away it was? 34.
Yeah, because it was super close. I was there
close.
I think when they were measuring it, because I had missed the shot.
Yeah.
I saw them, they were doing the measuring.
It was 34 inches. So they missed it by an inch. But I shared it with Chente. And then I shared it with like a Google link. So then he shared it with the other dude, and I guess the other dude's like stoked about it. And I'm like, dude, I caught it all on my drone, and it looks great. You see the ball coming from the right, it bounces, lips out, and it was like the most heartbreaking shot I've ever caught.
But they made birdie.
I think so. I don't remember. I mean, at this point, it's over a week ago.
It doesn't matter though. It was almost a near ace, and he got on video.
It was so cool.
He did make birdie because I think he putted it out and he made it. I think I was there. I watched it.
It was such a fun event. The course was great. I wish we had played it.
I know that's what I did get to hit a couple shots out there. I hit a couple. They did the kind of the walk up song.
You know what's funny?
And I teed up.
Nobody asked me to hit a shot.
No,
I'm like,
well, I honestly though, nobody asked me either. I was asking people. I'm like, hey, can I tee one up?
Yeah, no, nobody asked me, and I'm like, it's probably a good thing nobody asked me because I would have hit that bitch right.
No, I was like, hey, you guys mind if I tee one up with you guys? I think actually one group actually took my drive.
Yeah, I don't know if that's legal, but fuck it, we did it.
They didn't win.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
But no, Shindig was fantastic. The trip out there was awesome. So let's see. So then
the next day was Sunday.
Yep. So we left on Monday. So Sunday was kind of a chill day, but it really was. We were kind of moving and grooving.
Yeah, Sunday Brendan left. That made me sad. I've kind of decided I'm not gonna like send him a Venmo request for the Airbnb. If he sends me it, great. I made him sleep on a really uncomfortable couch, and I feel like that's payment enough.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I thought it was gonna be more comfortable.
Was it like a little like cot or what?
It was like that couch.
Oh.
Like your couch isn't bad.
Yeah.
The couch in the Airbnb was like
terrible.
Like modular like yours, but not as soft.
Okay.
Like not great.
Love sleeping on that couch.
That's that's what I'm saying. Like that one's fine.
But it was like that size, but it was uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was modular, and he had it was not great. And I was like, I feel bad. So I'm not gonna tell him that. So if he listens to this, that's why I'm not asking him for his part of the Airbnb.
Well, that's nice of you.
Yeah, and it's something that I picked out because I'm like, if I don't get a roommate, I could afford it.
Yeah.
So he left Sunday. That made me sad. watching him Uber to the airport. And then we ended up, well, first we had to stop at Raul's house because I had to ship stuff home, and obviously we had some leftover stuff from the event, um, which was super cool. And then Ralph took us to In and Out because I feel like we have to have In and Out
That was really good.
at least once. That hit the spot.
Yep.
I don't know how that man puts as much food away as he does.
Rough.
Yeah, it was impressive watching him eat that 4x4. It was a little less impressive knowing that wasn't bread.
I was gonna say it was in lettuce wrap, so it's
But still, I don't think I could eat 4 of those patties and then just go about my day.
Was four in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, the bread really is what really gets you full though. So if you take that away,
Yeah. No, it was super good.
But it was really
and then we went. No, I didn't do anything touristy all week. It made me kind of sad.
Then we did a little bit.
We did, yeah. We went to the Getty, which I guess the Getty isn't super touristy. It's just very well known.
I think it is, but it's like we said, it was really cool. But like you could spend a whole day there.
Well, and I was amazed that it was free.
Yeah,
like
it was huge.
There were guided tours you can pay for, but yeah, we didn't. I mean, I guess we paid for parking.
Yeah, but still, I mean, as far as like the actual,
like the shuttle or the tram to the museum, free. I had a little bit of a heart attack because they were like, "Hey, do you have your reserve tickets?" And I was like,
yeah, no.
I was like, "No," and they're like, "Okay,
it's cool." I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck do they ask? They're like, no, you don't need them, or don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm like,
thanks.
okay, cool.
When you said shuttle, I forgot to tell you. So you're talking about the, not to interrupt you, but the whole airport.
Mhm.
So when I flew to LAX, I've never done this. I had to take an actual like bus,
Mhm.
like you'd see like a city bus,
Mhm.
from my terminal all the way down, and we did the same thing. We drove on the tarmac.
Oh,
drove
really?
underneath to another area.
Mhm.
I was like,
Is that like where your bags were?
that's where our gate was.
Oh,
It was like
weird.
they drove us all the way around, but they drove us from like, it was the weirdest shit ever. I've never
The
done that
weirdest
before.
thing I've done
I've
at
never
an
taken a
airport,
bus before.
TPA, Tampa International. We landed, and then to get to baggage claim, you have to take a tram.
Mm,
So then the tram takes you to like the main airport, and then they like shoo you off. And you have to go down like some escalators.
Sure.
And then, funny enough, you pass a PGA store in TPA, and I'm like, that makes sense.
mm-hmm. Sorry, yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But you talked about the bus. And I was like, when we're talking airport, I was going to mention.
Yeah. So the tram was free. The get in the shit was free. And I'm like, when do we pay for anything? Beautiful.
It was so cool.
The garden was cool. The indoor stuff was cool. We were looking at paintings of Jesus from like the 1300s.
So cool. I honestly love that. I just wish it took it like.
I did not realize how big it was, and I felt so bad. That's why I'm like, hey, we should go do your stuff.
And I didn't really have a whole lot. I just wanted to see the statue, which we did. And then we went to
Statue of who?
Statue of Kobe, and we got to see Shaq. Well,
we saw all of them.
Yeah, I wanted to see the new Kobe statue, which we did. But yeah, we did. Shaq, Gretzky was out there. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
and then obviously Kobe and Gigi.
Yeah, which we almost missed that one.
Yeah, because shout out to the really buff
dude. Oh my gosh, he was jacked.
The really buff security dude.
Yeah, he was super nice. He's like, because he thought we were talking about the mural that was on the building.
Yeah,
because it took forever to find parking. Then we found parking. We walked.
Yeah,
I think I've been telling everybody about the vacant condos that are right across the street they've been vacant since 2019, which is insane. They've been tagged on like every floor. So I think I still find that like really wild.
It's crazy that there's just that in LA.
Yeah, it's right downtown, in the heart, and they were beautiful looking. Yeah, I mean they were going to be. So, but we got to do that, got pictures, and then we went to the market.
So did I send you a Rose text to me?
Mm-mm.
So I was like, guys, I took them. I'm like, guys, we're eating tacos, and then I let them know I'm like, hey, I'm back at the Airbnb. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, like whatever. And he goes, where'd you take them? I'm like, oh, we went back to Grand Central Market. And they're like, oh, well, hold on, like what'd you have? I'm like, the tacos. And Raul goes, look at our little Mexicanized Dom. And I'm like, guys, I even ordered it by myself. And I think Ralph sent me a little GIF. Where is it?
That candy wasn't cheap, but it was really good.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Where is it? So Ralph
No,
goes, so proud of you.
the
I'm
mic.
like, I even look at our little Mexicanize Dom. I said tacos had to put them on. Um, yeah, no, and I felt bad because I'm like, God, this Getty's huge. We could spend easily like all day there.
For sure.
And I'm like,
And I would have definitely done that if we would have like known about it.
yeah. And I was like, hey, like I'm like, you weren't here as long. I'm like, at this point, this should be about you. So I'm like, hey, let's go do the Kobe stuff. Parking was a little exciting.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
That was fun. Got a little.
The street vendor shirts were sick.
Yep, we each got a
Matching.
Yep,
Kobe and MJ shirt, but yeah, and then we flew home. And when I got home, it started to rain, and I was like, yeah, that's how I feel right now. But yeah, I loved LA. I don't think I could do just LA. I'm happy I stayed outside of LA, but
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'd like to stay back and stay down in Burbank again and plan another trip at some point.
I mean, even if it's not like an event, just to like see everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Shindig was fantastic. Appreciate everyone that came out and supported us.
Yeah, sorry I went on and on and on. I don't go on vacation often.
This is a full, in-depth, detailed podcast.
Yeah, well, I don't go on vacation, and it was one of those vacations that like I really needed because now I'm gonna get fired in like a week. Or not fired, terminated.
Yeah.
Difference, I
It's
guess.
okay. When one door closes, another opens.
Yeah.
We know this.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
So I'm like, it was just
It
like
was needed.
It was a much needed mental break, and I was so happy to see everybody and see all the new faces and see everybody else. Whenever I see the golf vatos, I'd yell vatos.
Those guys are awesome.
I love those two.
Yeah, they've been to a couple of our events.
Yeah, but yeah, that was kind of the LA wrap up.
It was fun, and then this past Sunday,
we did our co-ed event.
Yep. Abby with Northern Greens Golf Collective, she runs a website and also has the Northern Greens Golf Collective. It's basically all things for women's golf, but they've expanded into other things as well. So it's kind of a pretty cool community. They also have the Clubhouse Crew, which is where I was kind of talking to some of them. They're kind of telling me a little bit about it, but you can like join. It's like a membership program, so you can join that, but kind of has everything in detail of what they offer.
Mm-hmm.
But we hosted a little 9-hole par three event, which was really cool because it is most of their events are all female.
Was this their first one that had men?
I don't want to say yes, but
so the issue is the issue is you two let me post the video, so I said it's the first one that had men.
I think it is.
Nobody's corrected me.
Well,
I would hope that Abby would have corrected me by now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, but I think it is. In any case, regardless if it is or isn't, it was actually a really cool event. It is nice just to see, a lot of women golfers that are actually trying to get out and play golf.
Yeah, to me, the beauty of what Abby's doing, I don't think I've told her this because I don't know how to say it in a way that's not like flirty,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to flirty with her. No offense, she's got a man. I'm not a homewrecker. I think the beauty of what she's doing is not only were the women there to play golf, but they were excited to play golf and they were excited to play with each other and
they continue to grow. So some of them haven't met.
Yeah.
Some of them have, and so it's kind of cool to see that new people continue to show. So clearly, she's doing something.
Yeah, right. No, it was super rewarding. Obviously, I didn't have much to say, mainly because I don't want to talk on behalf of you, especially if you're there.
Yeah.
If you weren't there, cool, I would represent Safe Par.
Yeah.
But you were there. I also kept calling us a multimedia company, mainly because I didn't want us to be described, or you described as like a meme page, which she still ended up saying.
Social media. Yeah.
I've been saying multimedia because technically the podcast would fall under that, and that too is multi.
Yeah, for sure.
So multimedia company. Yeah, it was a par 3 course. What was the course? Brookview.
Yep. Par 3.
Super nice.
It's a fun little course. The area is an awesome spot too.
I wish it wasn't as windy, and then obviously it poured the night before, so all my good shots went nowhere because I was like, "Wow, look at that chunk of mud go."
It was really windy. It was so hard to even gauge what distance.
It was bad because like it's a par 3 course, and I'm ripping 2-iron just to try to keep it low and not in the wind. but I am lucky that hole nine, I was with the last team, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna take my time on this hole. It's the last hole. I gotta make a count. I'm like, okay, I don't remember the distance, but I'm like, I've been hitting everything short all day. It's windy. Let me just hit a 9 iron. Fucking art right in front of everybody. And I'm like, guys, I told you I can play golf. And both women were like, yeah, it only took it 9 holes. I'm like, it did, but I'm dancing and you guys aren't.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, super cool group I played with. I believe it was Mary Beth and Morgan, I think. And then Steve. Steve, we're going to turn into a Devereaux model.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that shirt was sick.
That shirt was sick, but his tattoos kind of matched the Devereaux vibe.
The theme for sure.
Yeah, no, it was a super fun event. I was happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I hope we can do another one here down the road.
And we had to do Ty, film it.
Big shout out to Ty.
As always, Ty.
He's the GOAT.
Or as Brendan calls him, Ty Dolla Sign.
Ty Dolla Sign.
Or as Greg calls him, the GOAT. Yeah. I mean, the fact that we did 2 events back-to-back weeks. Granted, I don't really feel like we did a whole lot for Abby's.
No, we really did.
I got the prizes for the men, which is something that I did.
Yep.
I don't really know what you did.
I was just there.
Weren't you lucky?
Socializing, I actually did ask like a lot of questions. I was trying to kind of be engaging with like the people that I was playing with, just as far as like
it's
picking their brains of like one, like, because it is one of those things of like, what's one thing you could change in golf?
Yeah.
Those kind of things. So I was just trying to like kind of get engagement on that side of things because, you don't really see a lot of those co-ed events, or at least I haven't personally. So like that was kind of what I was.
And when it is, it's mainly men. With like the occasional women's group and
because the one event we had a couple of years ago, it was pretty
pre-Shindig.
Yeah, it was pretty like
it was mainly men, but there were like 2 or 3 groups of all women. The funniest thing that happened to me at Abby's event or our event, someone's like, "So what is Safe Bar?" And I was kind of explaining it, and they went, "Oh, okay," and I walked away.
Yeah, so like that was the other thing too, kind of like just kind of sharing the story of like Safe Park Golf. Because not a lot of people necessarily knew who we are, so
which is fine.
It was cool to be able to kind of share that as well. So yeah, no, it was a action-packed week and a half. And then so next week we have, well, actually too, we had some really cool prizes for our Shindig.
The swag bag.
Swag bag was really
If cool. You don't, for some reason, follow us on Instagram, I was the photographer for the event. The issue is my camera actually overheated. I don't know if you know that or not. My camera got fried in the sun. It still works and it's still fine, but like my batteries got chewed through. I mean, my drone chewed through.
I bet.
Like I don't have that much drone footage because the sun was baking it. So I ran out of batteries super quick. But I posted the swag bag Shindig edition. We had excuse me. We had killer stuff from Stogies and Bogies. We did custom bag tags with Jesse.
Those are super sick.
Tisa actually broke mine.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah,
you had to put it on another.
Yeah, they broke like the chain it was on. I was like, thanks, dicks. So I have it reattached now. But I love that tag. That's super cool. Nice, yeah. So Jesse did those for us. Big shout out, Stogies and Bogies. Vincente came through.
Campo
Golf did markers and tees. Bags of tees for everybody. And it wasn't like little bags like 3 or 4. It was like a full pack of tees.
Yeah.
That was huge. Warriors Smokehouse or Warriors Golf Club, whatever David wanted to go buy, donated markers.
Yep.
Which super nice. They got some weight to them.
Hold on.
And then we got our hats. Yeah, mine flew off and almost choked me. I was like, obviously the big one was pinned.
Yeah, that's kind of that was that transition as far as for next week.
Yep. So the big one was pinned. We did custom Dart speakers, so they're like that big.
Yep.
And then they had the Shindig logo on them. They're magnetic, water resistant, Bluetooth. Come with a carabiner, you clip around in your bag. The magnet sticks around the golf cart. And then last but definitely not least, everybody got a Los Golferos towel. Big shout out to those guys. They let me pick the colors, so that was the fun. I had no idea what I was doing, so I literally stood at the table at the Airbnb, and I'm like, "How do we do this?" And Raul's like, I don't know, it's your event. I'm like, you're not
Hey,
helping. And he goes, well, there's this many of this color and this many, and there's this many variants. I was like, well, let's just do the math here quick, and we'll just go based on that. And I don't know if you know this, but they hand do all the grommets.
Yeah, because remember the one time they set up at the.
So I thought that was just like for show.
Okay, sure.
Like I thought
Every time they do.
every time. So that's where they were late. Was Raul was
Yep.
hammering all of them.
Which
Like,
makes it that much more cool.
yeah.
I mean,
So we had quite the swag bag. Everyone was wondering why it was so expensive or whatever. That's why. I mean, the speaker alone, if you were to buy it, is what, 60, $70?
Yeah.
And then it's logoed. The towels, if you were to buy them alone, are what, 35, $40 without shipping. Right there is 90.
Doesn't include the golf.
That's not your green fee. That's not the lunch you got. That's not the cart rental. It's like those right there pay for it. And then we also got you ball markers. Four Bros came through and were giving out towels to people. So like the bang for your buck was there. Obviously, it's hard to convey to people, but
and then it doesn't include also the opportunity to win some cool prizes, such as Luke with leaderboard always comes in clutch with custom Jordan shoes or custom
Omnix, who is one of our, I like to call them our bag sponsor because we both use their product. Donated 4 bags.
Yep.
Beautiful bags. That was the talk of everybody. And then not only did Pinned, I mean, obviously we paid for the Pinned speakers, but they also donated 4 rangefinders for the first place team.
I use mine all the time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do I. I felt like such a hardo. I was using my rangefinder at the par 3 event.
I was too. And then I had my pin speaker next to it.
I felt like such a dick.
No, especially it's pretty good kind of with the wind too. Like it's not a bad.
Well, and I'm like, are these yardages accurate? And I'm like,
check.
I was like, let's shoot. I'm like, I'm not making it there with this wind anyways, but I'm like, let's check.
Yeah, that was our first place prize.
Third place, it's worth the Van Zandt solos. Those Bomb Tech.
Yeah, I would say the wedges.
Kai from Tea Time Leather.
Long drive, back nine bullies package.
John was having a great time.
Dude, he was an awesome guy.
John, it's so fun to play golf with.
And it was awesome to meet Lalo.
He's built more than I thought. Like, I know he's like built, but I saw him. I'm like, holy shit. He gave my dad and I hats.
Did he?
Yeah. So the brown wool ones,
Yep.
he goes, hey, this is for your pops.
That's
and
cool.
I texted my dad. I'm like, hey, you got a little gift from Lalo. And then the issue is I shipped it home, so my dad didn't get it right away. And my dad's like, make sure you tell Lalo thank you. My dad loves it, so my dad's pumped. My dad wears the Nueve Golf beanies all winter.
Yep.
So I got a picture of him snow blowing our driveway.
Yeah.
And the Nueve beanie, and I sent it to Lalo, and he goes, holy shit, look at all that snow. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, look at the fucking hat. And he goes, oh. And I'm like, dude.
I hung out with him and hopped on. And Sam a little bit on Saturday. After we had a blast, but it was a good time. But yeah,
like you're saying, next week is Pinned. I should reach out to Alec and make sure we're still on because we want to talk about the caddy. One of the groups had a caddy.
They did.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I don't remember which group it was, but I was like, what the fuck is on their golf cart? And on the back, I said Pinned, and I saw them playing with it. I'm like,
that's what we want to talk about.
That's what I wanted.
Yep.
I was hoping we could get one in hand. I'm not the type to like bombard people. I'm like, even if I have to send it back, I'll send it back. But yeah, obviously they dropped the caddy. They won best in show, best new product at the PGA show this past year.
Yep.
Which we got to go do. I know we should try to do that next year. Because I'll probably have a remote job, hopefully. We could just
there we go.
Fucking go.
It's a lot easier.
I mean, you act like I'm the one.
No, I mean, well, you're saying remote because I'm a remote job.
Yeah.
But it is in the winter, so it is a little.
It's in February. Yeah. So we should truly try to go. Like not even like as vendors, but like.
Yeah, I would definitely just go as like a walker.
Yeah, no, that sounds super fun. Just to like meet everybody. But yeah, so next week hopefully Pinned. I'll have to email Alec, make sure we're still on. But
so that's who we're having next week.
Rocking and rolling. The week after that, I don't have anybody, but I know who I want to reach out to. And then it's July, and we're taking that first week off because it's the 4th of July.
Yep. But no, that was quite the episode.
I had the journey, dude. I was having a good fucking time. I was almost like, fuck, I could miss my flight and just hang out for another few days. But then like, oops. But then like Ralph went home, Raul had to go back to work. And I'm like, my Airbnb person's going to kick me out. Should probably go home. And
I know, I was just saying the same thing. I was like, I could have easily stayed like one more day.
I wish you would come out earlier, but I also understand like you have a big boy job and I'm losing my big boy job, so different.
Still a blast.
Yeah, I had so much fun. I loved it. I remember I told you I'm like NorCal was super fun. I might have liked LA better.
Yeah, I like them both. It's hard to say, but California in general is so big that it's so beautiful.
I had so much fun.
Well, hopefully you guys stayed and listened and slash watched this whole episode, and we appreciate your support.
I almost feel like we should have led with Abby's stuff first.
It's okay. You can always pick out a couple pieces on the up towards the end of it and
We'll make it real.
paste it.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna do that, but we'll make it real.
So
we'll make it real.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
Are you gonna make it next week?
Yep. Well, yeah. That's the plan. I got a golf tournament next week, but I should be back before that. I do have a work golf event for real.
I know. I'm just teasing you, Mr. Co-host.
Yep.